But time for the men's 5,000 meters. 3 teams line up for the first semi-final. Expect some fireworks here. Poland taking the lead early doors. At the moment, they're just looking to build up the speed. Poland switch over. In fact, all 3 teams switch over. Adamski leading it out for Poland, ahead of Park. But again, the 3 teams switch over. Poland electing to set the pace here. And Karol Nisha leads ahead of Lee Seong-hun. Chinsky passing over to Volchik. Volchik leading from Hong. Another switch over from all 3 teams. Adamski back on for Poland. He leads Park Ji-won, but we're going to have another multiple changeover. Just happy to sit out the back at the moment. Saves their legs, they benefit from a slipstream in short track speed skating, and that looks what Tatsuro Kawai is doing. Poland just clinging on. Chinsky will hand over back to Volchik. They were clinging on, it now looks like they just opened up a tiny gap against the Koreans. Nothing really to speak of. Hong Kyung-wan just sitting on the tail of the Polish athlete. Another changeover, and again the Koreans happy to sit back in second and letting the Polish team do all the work here. Paweł Adamski up front, taking the brunt of the air resistance. Perhaps that's their tactic here, multiple switchovers, so that their legs get a chance to recover. 29 laps to go, nothing between the 3 teams at this stage. And there's the move from the Koreans. Lim Yong-jun took the opportunity on the changeover to take the lead. Japan snuck through as well. Hong Kyung-wan leading for Korea from Danny Wasa, but another changeover. And Park Ji-won is actually taking quite a wide line here, so trying to build the speed up even more. He hands over to Lee Seong-gun. And it's Japan's Tatsuro Kawai trying to get around the Korean. But Lim Yong-jun, who took the lead for the Koreans, is out front. And they've dropped the poles, these 2 teams. Hong Kyung-wan back on. And if anything, they're accelerating. Danny Wasa putting in a big stint here for the Japanese team. He's back on, he hands over. But the Koreans leading with Park Ji-won. Shigehiro on for the Japanese, hands over second place to Poland. Poland have clawed their way back into this one, having done all the hard work. Really pumping hard there. Karol Nisha hands over to Kuczynski. Korea pushing harder and harder now. Hong Kyung-wan back on, trying to open things up. Japan have snuck around Poland, who held on to second place for about a lap and a half. Park Ji-won being hunted down here by Kiichi Shigehiro. On comes Lee Seong-hun, pumping hard here. Park Ji-won was lining up, but it looks like Lim's coming back on. He does. Lim Yong-jin opening up the skates and opening up the lead. It's now up to 1.2 seconds. Hyung comes back on. They're putting in some fast laps now. Looks like Park Ji-won's going to come back on now. And this is where he's going to try and push things wide open. They've opened up the lead to 1.7 seconds nearly. But you can see the legs pumping from the Korean. He hands over. Lee is back on. Really pushing hard now, the Koreans, really pumping. 5 laps to go. They come round the bend, 129, Lim Yong-jin on. He's going to hand over for sure. Who is going to finish for the Koreans? Is it going to be Hong? It is. Hong goes. Hong Kyung-won taking on the last 2 laps for Korea. Leading from Dan Iwasa. Oh, in fact, Hong passes over to Park. They are now inside the final 2 legs. The bell goes. Park is miles ahead here, nearly 3 seconds ahead of Japan. And he just cruises over the line. Park Ji-won taking it there from Kiichi Shigehiro. Well, we knew that the Koreans were fast. Korea off the line in position 1, out to an early lead. Lim Yong-jin leading out, but Japan have overtaken them already. Kiichi Shigehiro looks like he's going to hand over to the guy that's come in for the finals, Riku Koyama. Looks like Japan are trying to set the pace early here. Almost stays on to complete another lap, but he's been overtaken by the Korean Lee Seong-hun. He hands over to Hong Kyung-won. Korea leading Japan from Kazakhstan. Russia on the back, the trail of 4, just staying out of trouble. No massive injection of speed just yet. Still 37 laps to go as they cross the line. This for the medals here. The last event of the short track speed skating program. Korea just staying up the front, staying out of trouble. The 4 teams are all lined up neatly. Russia taking advantage of not doing a changeover halfway through, or the end of that lap. They did it halfway through the next lap, and they've just overtaken Kazakhstan as a result. They sit in 3rd place. Korea still up front. Lim Yong-jin, he's on and he's handing over to Park Ji-won. The halfway stage of the lap. Japan still sticking on the back of the Koreans though. As Shuto Matsuzu sits in 2nd place for the Japanese team. Busy change over there. Kazakhstan athlete trying to get ahead of the Russian here. Nurtalek Kashgali on for the Kazakh team. They're just starting to drift off the back. They've got to be careful here. Korea starting to push the speed up. Lim Jong-yun out the front, but the four teams still closely tied up. This is going to be a very, very tight 24 laps remaining. Korea lead Japan from Russia and Kazakhstan. Another injection of speed from the Korean team, but they're followed by the other three teams, all sticking close. But if anything, it's just starting to open up a tiny bit now. Korea out with Hong Kyung-hwan. Oh, a big slip there between the Japanese and Russian team. Somehow, the Russians managed to survive, and the Kazakh athlete is down. A changeover for the Kazakh team as Korea pressed the go faster button, and they've opened up a lead there after, well, a bit of a tangle in the middle there between the two Russians as they did the handover. An advantage massively with the Koreans now. Japan trying to hunt them down, trying to stay with them, but the Koreans have just stood on the accelerator, and there is nothing the other two teams can do about it. As long as Korea stay on their feet, they could sail away with this one. They are absolutely flying. Japan desperately trying to catch up with them. The Russians hunting down the Japanese as well, as Korea hand over to Park Ji-won. Hot on the heels of the Japanese athlete, who's Russia, and Sergei Milovanov. Milovanov hands over, and Russia have moved up into second place. The Koreans are out of sight at the moment. They can keep up this blistering pace. They could lap everybody. But Russia and Japan in a real tussle for the silver medal here. Russia on with Artem Denisov. Korea absolutely miles out the front here. Lim Yongjin is handing over now up the front as the Russians go for their handover as they hold on to the silver medal position at the moment, leading the Japanese team by, well, about 8 meters, I would say. Another handover for the Russians. Korea blistering away out the front. Another handover for Korea. And you can see the gap between them and Russia. It's about half a lap now. Really opened up here. The Koreans firing away here. Their final handover to Park Ji-won to complete the final 2 laps. Park Ji-won absolutely out there on his own. The Russians have cleared Japan. Russia finishing with Milovanov, and Korea have taken the gold here in Krasnoyarsk. Russia takes silver. Japan, in the end, fell about half a lap behind, and they crossed the line. His medal position for an illegal changeover. Korea with gold from Russia and Kazakhstan. And the guys get together for their photo opportunity here. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch